Speaking to Nick Holland, the CEO of Goldfields. You've recently just announced that you have a new non-executive chairperson. How did you manage to engage the likes of Mampele?
Well, we've been courting her for a few months now, and it was a joint effort by myself and our board to engage with her, and it's taken a couple of meetings, but I would say once she heard about the vision of the company, what we want to try and achieve and where we want to take Goldfields, I'd like to believe that she was very excited to join us and to help us take this company forward to new heights. And I must say she's a very impressive lady with an impressive background, and in particular having worked in the World Bank, I think will give us a very good perspective because she's seen different environments and she's been able to take a broad view of business and see it from different angles. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to work with her.
With the share price underperforming the gold price, certainly the rally that we've seen in the gold price, and we're still trading at a significant discount on the local front to international peers in the gold mining industry, can you unlock shareholder value?
It comes down to sustainably and consistently delivering the potential of our ore bodies. And that's going to come down to us going right back and looking at our entire process again in South Africa and seeing how we can improve it. The good news is that we've got good ore bodies still. Goldfields in South Africa has, I would argue, the best ore bodies in the country. We have long life ore bodies, we have good grades in those ore bodies. What we've got to do now is work out how we can turn the latent potential in those ore reserves into a better economic delivery for shareholders. That comes about through improving productivity, improving our efficiencies.
Is that possible with the problems associated with deep level mining?
It is possible because there are significant parts of our operations, for example, where our mining cycle has got to as long as 3 days. And we can shorten that. Even if we go back to where we were 10 years ago, our mining cycle was about 2 days. In other words, a cycle is the period it takes you to drill, load, blast, clean, and support, and then move into the next cycle. And our cycle has got longer, and that's one of the reasons the productivity levels have dropped. What we've got to do is figure out how we can shorten that cycle again. Can we get our men to the face quicker? Are there ways that we can get our material in quicker? Can we get the broken rock out quicker? So there's no rocket science here, there's no silver bullet either, and it's a question of going through the entire process. And I think if we can get organised labour, if we can get government working with us to improve the competitiveness of the industry, work together as a triumvirate, I'm sure that between ourselves, of course AngloGold Ashanti and Harmony, between the three of us, we can certainly take this industry to another level.
When I was doing the research for this interview, I found very little detail on Nick Holland, the man. Lots around your strategies, what you're doing at Goldfields, etc., and your aspirations for the company. But what I'd like to do is take this opportunity for the audience to get to know Nick Holland a little better. So perhaps let's start with mentors.
Well, certainly I've got to pay special tribute to Brian Gilbertson, who actually appointed me as financial director of Goldfields at the end of 1997. I worked with him closely to craft this company, and of course with Alan Wright, who's our current chair. And after I'd finished that transaction and worked on it, Brian said to me, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, you know, being part of this company might be quite interesting. And he said, well, would you like to be the FD of the company? And then I said, sure, I'll take it up. So, he gave me a break in life, gave me a break in business, so I'll always remember that. And then Derek Keys, I spoke to from time to time when he was chairman of Gencor. And the one thing about Derek that I really enjoyed is that you could go to him for advice. He'd listen intently and he would give you feedback very quickly and didn't take too long to give it to you. And what he said made a lot of sense. So I've been very fortunate in having those particular leaders. And then Chris Thompson, who came in as chair of Goldfields in 1999, had spent some 20 years in America working in the gold industry. And I learnt a lot from him about how the gold industry is operated in North America, the things that they do, and I think he taught me a lot. And probably the most important thing he taught me is that you can work as hard as you like, but if you don't work on the right things, you can work 14 hours a day and get nowhere, or you can work 7 hours a day and achieve real important milestones.
What do you want your personal legacy at Goldfields to be? You've been at the helm for 2 years now.
Well, I'd like to say that I was responsible for, in part, helping to reshape how the industry deals with safety in this particular tough business that we have of deep level mining, and also that we changed the industry around to focusing more on sustainable development, that we had a much more caring approach about our people, a caring approach about our communities, and that we weren't just perceived as greedy mining companies. And if we can do that, I think we can set the platform as well for the future. But more importantly, it comes down to the people. A lot of people have said deep level gold mining in South Africa is an industry that no youngster should ever want to go into. And we have to change the image of the industry. So if we can change the image of the industry and we can make it attractive again for the youngsters to come into Goldfields. And in fact, I was at the University of Witwatersrand this morning talking to the Faculty of Mining Engineering about what we can do to make this industry more exciting. If we can do that, we can help to restore the image of the industry, which has been severely tarnished over the last 30 years.
Is it possible to restore the image of the gold industry, to make South African mining, deep level mining, safe and secure for young people?
It is, but we've got to change the way we do things. We're going to have significant investment into innovation, to mechanization, to new techniques, and taking the man away from the danger zone, taking the man away from the face,